Good day to everybody. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. And as always, thanks for being here. And as always, the support is much appreciated. I think Jamaican footballing fans are in a good mood today, following our 1-0 triumph over Panama in the Concacaf Nations League third place playoff. It's always a wonderful feeling when we beat Panama. It's such a rare event when we get the upper hand over Panama. I showed you guys our record versus Panama in my preview, a very poor record. So it's always a good feeling when we beat Panama. Panama feels as though, it's almost as if they're our bogey team. Many Reggae Boyz fans believe that to be the case. Very difficult team for us to get a good result against, especially in competitive action. So, congratulations to the Reggae Boyz for, winning this game. And, the Reggae Boyz, growing from strength to strength and, basically reaching new heights in the Concacaf Nations League. This is our highest, finish to date in the tournament, third place. So, that is very good. The Reggae Boyz growing from strength to strength in CONCACAF, as the Vendetta artist would have said, new level unlocked. That is what this third place finish feels like in the CONCACAF Nations League. This third place finish feels as though we have cemented our place in the top 4 of CONCACAF, at least for now. The Gold Cup semi-final run, and then, this third place finish in the CONCACAF Nations League. It feels as though we have cemented our spot, like really and truly. We are a top 4 team in CONCACAF, at least for the moment. So, that is a very good feeling. Big up Dexter Limbikisa. A big goal in the 41st minute, man. I mean, I know Dexter did have it, but I never realized that Dexter did have it like that. I knew he had the long range bangers. We have seen it in club football, but, a long range bomber from 20 plus yards and the weaker left foot after him dash a boy with 2 step over. It was a wicked goal, one of the best goals I've ever seen from a national representative in the national colors. It was a gem, man. I was up when we see the back of the net bulge. It was shocking. It was one of them kind of goals, man. Crazy. It wasn't too long ago when the right side of our defense, it was felt by many Reggae Boyz fans, was opposition team's main point of attack. Sometimes the only point of attack, really and truly. Sometimes when we play other teams, it's like them the business about the left side of our defense, them now attack on the side there, the right side them are come down because they felt as though that's where they could get the joy. More and more, we are slowly forgetting that era because Dexter Limbikisa has just been growing from strength to strength for the national team. His performances have just been really good, and he has really made that right back spot his own, especially from a defensive standpoint. So, big up Dexter Limbikisa, man, the young baller. He's only going to continue to get better, the young teenager. I think he's still only 19, if I'm not mistaken. So, big up Limbikisa, man. It was a brilliant goal. People all throw shade on our traditional right winger. As I say, at the right winger, the left-footed right winger, suppose say, banging them goal, but the left-footed right winger now do it so the right back of a step up. People are throw shit, but all we are going, man, it was a wicked goal, man, from Dexter Limbikisa. In this game, we played with our starting formation was a 3-4-3. You see the starting 11 on your screen. I guess the gaffer felt comfortable with that from the last game, and I know he liked what he saw from the last game where that was concerned, or maybe it was just a tactical thing. You looked at it and thought that was the best way to set up the team tactically versus Panama. I don't know, but our starting formation was a 3-4-3 in this game. Back 3 in attack turned to back 5 in defense. This game can basically be summarized as a good first half, but a terrible second half. Long balls for days in the second half. I mean, Jesus, it was terrible. long balls here, long balls there, long balls everywhere in the second half, man. It was kind of almost the tale of two halves, if we're being honest. We started relatively well in the first half, and then basically we fizzled out. To be honest with you, that's basically how it can be summarized. The first half, especially in the first 30 minutes, we saw good combination play from our reggae boys. We saw the patterns of play, we saw the patterns of movement, you know, breaking the Panamanian front press, which they deployed right throughout the entirety of the game, really and truly. And especially for the first 30 minutes, it was looking really good and we had the upper hand, and then slowly but surely Panama started to come into the game, and the last 15 minutes of the second half of the first half rather, from a run-off play standpoint, Panama was basically had come into the game and had basically was kind of taking over the game, even though we did score within that period in the 41st minute through the wonder goal from Dexter Limbikisa. That goal really and truly came against the run-off play, for being entirely honest, So that's basically the first half. The second half was just dreadful, for being entirely honest, man. It was dreadful. The composure on the ball was lacking. And as I said, man, just long balls for days. It was crazy. In the second half, the midfield just basically disappeared. And the traditional blast from the back, aimless blast, aimless long ball from defense to nowhere, not even from defense to the forward line, from defense to nowhere. That was basically what we saw in the second half. That same build-up structure that we saw in the first half had basically disappeared in the second half. It was disappointing, to say the least. I thought the boys would have came out in the second half and regrouped, showed us more of what we saw in the first 30 minutes in the second half. But that just never materialized, to be honest with you. By the way, if the sound kind of sound a little way, it's because rain is falling in the background. So, my apologies for that. Right? So that was basically the second half in a nutshell, and that was basically the flow of the game in a summarized for you guys, basically from my perspective. Before I get into the individual performances of our reggae boys and touching on that, there are a few points I want to make. I was going to make this point in this video, but I said to myself, I'm going to do a standalone video on this. I'm going to do a video on this particular point that I want to make about our build-up play in a video by itself, because it deserves a video by itself the more I thought about it. I was going to initially include that point in this video, but you guys can look out for that video probably tomorrow when I'm going to speak about that, God's willing. But, there's a point about our build-up play where I really want to touch on. Right? It's something that's been annoying me now for the longest while. See? Another point that I want to make before I get into the individual performances, hi, Mal Grimson, what are you doing? The substitutions, mighty God, brother. It come in, as I said, in about in summarizing the run of play and our second half performance, the midfield disappeared in the second half. But it was clear that as the game went on, players like Casey Palmer were done. Look how long Casey Palmer out there struggle out of the game. We not see him. And brother, before you take, brother, you wait until either the 80th or the 81st minute to make a substitution. That's crazy, bro. And people been cussing about the substitution thing for a while. Sometimes I think unfairly so. And sometimes fairly so. In this game, you definitely forget to have beaten for the subs, brother. Brother, I like the 80th or the 81st minute, brother, from about the 68th minute, me I say, okay, Gaffer. Subs. Time for the subs, Gaffer. 65th minute, me I say, what the Gaffer do? 78th minute, me I say, wait. The Gaffer forget, say, him can make subs. Like, that's actually a part of the game. By the 75th minute, me I say, but wait, that Gaffer, him not intend to make subs in another game today. People, me all have to go Google the rule for see, because me I said to myself, yo, last time I checked, there was no extra time for this game. if the game ended in a draw, from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, it would go straight to penalty shootout. So me I said to myself, I wait the gaffer wait for extra time, like him no want to make the subs too early in case it get to extra time. Me don't know if he wasn't aware of that there was no extra time or what. I don't know what he was thinking. The subs took way too long, boss. I mean, even especially in the middle of the park, there was a desperate need for energy in the middle of the park, really. You know? And boy, me no know. I can't explain that one, to be honest with you. I just belt buckle for the gaff up on that one. See? The referees as well was, they never did a poor job, but a lot of fouls that we should have gotten, we didn't get. You know, the usual, as soon as we touch the opposition, them they are going to roll. And you know, when we have to get take note basically. For like completely take note for draw foul from these referees. It was crazy. All right, individual performance time. See, we are talking about the players and their performances. For starters, you know, we have to talk about the CDM. Nana, but me swing the belt 1 or 2 times after Nana in my preview, you know, because I wasn't impressed with the game. His game versus the United States. As a matter of fact, I had serious doubt about him going forward as our CDM because we had never seen him in that context before. Because that, you know, when we had seen him as the CDM previously, it was when the team was playing in a very high press and pressing very high up the pitch against Serbia, against US, against Canada, right? We had never actually seen him in a game where, you know, he was required to be building out from the back and you know, it was just a different context, you know, and sitting in low block defending, that sort of a thing. So me I said, boy, all right, it looked like we can fling him in a CDM when we're pressing high up, but apart from that, but you know, him really stepping game up in this game versus Panama. To be honest with you, it wasn't a perfect performance, but it was a very good improvement from his last showing. I was very critical of his ball usage in the last game, and I thought that on the ball he was not very good, to be honest with you. Lost possession carelessly on a number of occasions, bad passes, bad choice of passing, poor protection of the ball, couldn't keep a hold of the ball, carelessly losing it and that sort of a thing. But he really stepped up in this game and he was our best midfielder, to be honest with you. Really did well, man. You know, retained possession very well. Positionally, his play was very good. Sometimes I was a bit critical of that as well, sometimes in the last game, but he really improved big time in this game and did well. You know, I was pleasantly surprised, and him look like him can do a thing for we going forward in the CDM. I still want to see Michael Hector get a shot on the Hymal Grimston as the CDM, but Damian Nanalo look like him can work in the CDM position. Seeing, I was impressed with him. Limbekisa balled. We're not talk about that. We don't have to talk about that too long. Seeing, the only thing me that want to see Limbekisa improve a little bit on is his ability in build up play. It's not bad. You know, it's okay. I think, you know, him can get a little better there, but truth be told, so can the whole team. Seeing, so you know, Limbekisa ball. We're not spend too much time on that. Next, Lati Bodier. Yo, people, me don't want to see Lati Bodier back in the midfield. Gaffer, brother, me say me don't want to see Lati Bodier back in the midfield. Lati Bodier was brilliant in both games, but yo, yesterday versus Panama, people, Lati Bodier was balling. When you talk about a ball playing centre back, when you talk about a centre back who you can start the build up play with and him just kick it off the right and proper way. Seeing the ball a lot of the times was just single-handedly evading the Panamanian press by himself. It was, and just carrying the ball out from the back. It was spectacular, man. Me not gonna lie. Lati Bodier a ball. I mean, me knows me did rate Lati still, you know, from long time, you know. Seeing swing the belt of time for him CDM performances, but I've always maintained that he's a good player. I'm just a player, obviously out of position. right? And not really look comfortable in that position. Seeing Lottie Bodier is a proper centre back, man. The only issue I have with Lottie Bodier is him shot. Seeing as a centre back, you don't really want a shot centre back. Seeing, but especially in a back three, that now gonna show itself as much as in a back two. But yo, Lottie Bodier did so well. We might even have to consider keeping the back three just to accommodate Lottie Bodier. Honestly, man, he was spectacular. Greg Lay, to be fair, he's our backup left back. Not a bad option as a backup left back. Greg Lay is very good when he's bombing down the left wing. Seeing when he bomb down the left wing channel there, just flying down the left channel and getting to the byline, putting crosses into the box. That's his strong point. He's not bad defensively either. He's okay defensively as well where that is concerned. What I would really like to see him improve on is his ability in build-up play when he's being pressed. Him really need to improve where that is concerned. That is, if memory serves me right, he's a Manchester City product. That's the academy that he came up in, if memory serves me right. So how him struggle when pressed in build-up. I don't understand, but honestly, that needs to improve from Greg Lay. But a fair performance over both legs, especially in the over both games rather, especially in the first game, right? But Greg Lay has always been decent for us, always been. I've rarely ever seen a bad game from Greg Lay, right? Just always give you a decent show. That's a big up to Greg Lay. Andre Blake made a few saves in this game, so credit to him. His distribution was terrible. His distribution in this game was terrible. Very, very, very poor. Very, very, very poor, right? So I had an issue where that was concerned. Overall, I think the defense line is great when it comes to defending. However, the consistency when it comes to building up from the back definitely needs to improve. I think we have some ways to go where that is concerned. Building out from the back is not the strong point of our back line, and sometimes they just seem to just lose composure and just get erratic when it comes to building out from the back. So, and impulsive when it comes to building out from the back. So that is definitely something that needs to improve. That's basically it. Overall, we're pleased with the result and pleased with the third place finish. But we definitely have work to do going forward, especially for the upcoming Copa America. Well done to the Reggae Boyz for finishing third in this Concacaf Nations League campaign, and hopefully we can improve on that going forward. Knock up the likes button, subscribe, and share. Free and easy ways to support the Formula Sports channel. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and until next time.